Hello everyone, Spike here, back in with our Marvel Contest Champions video. Today we're going over a little top 10 list of champions I want to see as a 7-star, and actually we're going to be doing 12 because we're going to be doing 2 for each class, but 10 is just a nicer number. So yeah, let's just start with the science class, and we're here on Aunt May. It shows us who is a 7-star and who is not, and it's not really up to date yet. It kind of stopped at December of 2023. But I am familiar with who is a 7-star and who's not, so don't worry about it. And I'm also going to be looking for champions who aren't like OP. Like for Cosmic, I'm not, spoiler alert, I'm not going to be like, oh, I would like a 7-star Hercules. I'm also keeping in mind like who realistically could be a 7-star. So yeah, I think that's it. And yeah, so number 1 for the science class, 2 for each class. Like I said, I mean it's going to be Red Guardian. He just got buffed. He is just a nuke. And 2 science champions got buffed, Luke Cage and Red Guardian. And Luke Cage got added to the Titan pool in this recent batch. And yeah, it just seems like Red Guardian was the better of the two. And again, if you haven't seen clips, this guy is a nuke. 1 special 2, the opponent is dead. But in my mind, I'm thinking like they wouldn't buff him to the point where he's too overpowered like Hercules. If they're going to buff him, he'd be in that realm of, a possible 7-star edition. So that, I don't think he's that strong enough to I guess, warrant to him to be 6-star locked. They buffed him for a reason. 7 stars are the future. So in my mind, they wouldn't buff him to a point where 7-star Red Guardian's off the table. So that's why I'm putting Red Guardian there. But yeah, that's Red Guardian. And the next science champion I would want is actually Abomination Classic. So I don't think this is ever going to happen because, I guess Kabam doesn't really want to put out like any bad 7-stars unless they're trophy champions, and which I guess they get the pass. But like, I just have a soft spot for Abomination. I think him with the Red Guardian synergy, which is, I actually didn't think about that. Yeah, Red Guardian and Abomination, they have the synergy together. That makes Abomination pretty good with poison damage, but that's about it. And like I said, I just have so much fun with Abomination. He's so simple. Just bring Red Guardian and boom, the poisons just melt the opponent. And as a 7-star, the poisons would probably tick for so much damage. He doesn't need to be awakened. I mean, yeah, I just have a soft spot for Abomination, so that's why I put him here for my second science champion. But yeah, not much more to say about him. He's a very simple champion. So let's go to the skill class. And yeah, we got another champion who is pretty bad but really good with synergies, and that is Agent Venom. So with Scorpion and Kraven, Agent Venom just turns into an absolute melting machine. He has one of the highest DPSs in the game with the 2 synergies, and right now he is 6-star locked. And I just think a rank 3 Agent Venom as a 7-star would go absolutely insane. And especially with the stat focus, giving him more crits. Again, he'll just be pretty nuts. Next skill champion is going to be Gwenpool. So, I really love Deadpool. He's my favorite fictional character of all time. Love Deadpool. Bad thing is, most of the Deadpools in this game aren't that great of champions. Deadpool X-Force, he got buffed, but like he's kind of mid in my opinion. Deadpool Red, of course, we all know he kind of sucks. But Gwenpool, I mean, I personally find fun in like simple champions who like put on a lot of damage over time effects and the opponent just melts. So that's why Gwenpool is one of my favorite champions. Also, by the way, she is one of my favorite champions in the game, definitely top 10. And yeah, she's just simple. You hit the opponent. You can use the special 2 and special 3 to keep on these permanent debuffs. And the special 2 is pretty overpowered. Like, as long as you keep this on the opponent, she has one of the strongest power controls in the game. And the special 3 has a really nice armor break. So, and then on top of that, all the bleed damage. I just think she would be really good as a 7-star because, the stats of the 7-star would really enhance these bleeds. And I just think she'd be a really, really good addition to the 7-star pool, and one that I hope we get to see because I really love Gwenpool. Alright, going up to the mutant class, Apocalypse. So I think Apocalypse is right on the cusp of not too overpowered to be a 7-star, but overpowered enough where he could definitely be one of the best 7-stars in the game. especially for the mutant class. He's just so good. I just think the one thing holding him back is he's a bit slow, but like with the stats of a 7-star, he would definitely hit much harder. He'd have that the increased combat power rate, and unless your Apocalypse is rank 5, in which he has max combat power rate. But like with Apocalypse, having that max combat power rate is very, very important for him to constantly build up to those special attacks. So I think definitely him as a 7-star would be amazing. Also, his signature ability is pretty much useless, and he's really good on offense or defense. He's a really big tank, so I think just having a big 7-star rank 3 Apocalypse, oh, that's just the dream for me. I would love to see him as a 7-star. All right, next up on the mutant class, we have Sabertooth. So I once again have a soft spot for this champion. I definitely think he's very, very underrated. I think like once you get him ramped up, he hits pretty crazy. Especially paired up with the Sasquatch synergy, you can like build him up even more. And yeah, once again, with those 7-star stats, I think Sabertooth could really shine and be one of those champions where it's like, hey, this guy hits like a fucking plane. And yeah, again, I really like Sabertooth. I like him from the comics. I think he's a very, very cool character. I love his design and his looks. And again, he also is just a simple champion. He's got good utility. He's immune to Cold Snap and Frostbite, which is very nice. And again, the main selling point with I guess a 7-star Sabertooth is just like the stats of a 7-star. I think would really, really make him shine. And yeah, so that is the mutants. All right, next up we got the tech class, and I'm gonna say Nimrod for my first 7-star tech mutant on my wish list. And the reason is because Nimrod, he's a cool character. He is a nuke, but right now he has fallen off big time. And I think in order to get that Nimrod resurgence, he would have to be the next tier in the game, which would be a 7-star. And I don't think Nimrod's too overpowered to where like he warrants being 6-star locked, because I mean really he's just a nuke. Get to that special 2 and the opponent is dead. And right now champions are getting to where the health pool is so high that he can't always get them in one special 2. And I think definitely having him as a 7-star would help that so much. I definitely think if he gets to be a 7-star, all of a sudden Nimrod would go back to being one of the best tech champions in the game. Alright, and then we got Infamous Iron Man. So one of my favorite champions as well. He's definitely like top 3 of my favorite tech champions. He was my first rank 5 as a 6-star. When he first came out, I was like, okay, I'm going to be holding up all my 6-star shards so I can get him out of the featured crystals. And luckily I did, and I immediately took him up. Yeah, I love this guy so much. He's so good in Battlegrounds. Really good power control, really good damage. He's got that nice, 4-hit, put the shock on him, and then heavy attack. Like, he just feels like Dr. Doom, but a tech champion. It's really good. Next up, we got the Cosmic class, and spoiler alert, we got 2 symbiotes, starting off with Carnage. So, I've been a big fan of Carnage for a long time, like especially after the buff. I remember when he first came out, I was at the point where I was like really happy to get a really good 3-star, and I actually grinded for 3-star Carnage in the arena back then when he first came out, and I got him. And I used him all the time. I immediately maxed him out. He was like one of my first maxed out 3-stars, and he was cooking. Like, he was really good. And I found out he was really bad. I'm like, I don't see it. But as I learned the game a bit, I kind of understood that. And then when we got the buff alongside Venom, I was like, okay, this guy's pretty darn good now. His damage is actually not that bad. And I recently saw a video, dude, like 20,000 bleeds per tick, and I'm like, oh my god, that was a 6-star. Could you imagine what a 7-star Carnage could look like? Like, that would be awesome. And then we got Venompool. So like I said before, I really love Deadpool, one of my favorite champions, and my other favorite Marvel character is Venom. So you combine the two and you pretty much get my dream character. Same thing with Carnage. I grinded for this guy in the arena when he first came out. I unfortunately didn't get him, but later down the line he got a really good buff, and yeah, I don't think maybe you'll talk about him anymore, but he's a really, really phenomenal champion. I really think people start talking about him again if he got a 7-star. And oh dude, just 7-star Venompool numbers would be awesome. They would be so high. I definitely think he could be a really insane 7-star addition. Alright, the last class we have here is Mystic. And we're going to start off with Mephisto. Yeah, I know Mephisto, he's not that impressive on attack. This is mainly a 7-star you want as a defender, as Mephisto is. He's a really solid defender. I also just really like the champion. I'm a big fan of Mephisto. He's got so many synergies. I mean, just look at all the synergies he has. Like, he has so many synergies, and they all kind of work to make him a really solid champion. And next up, we got Sim Supreme. Yeah, Symbiote Supreme, I think, is a really cool champion. One of the best looking champions in the game, by far. Original character by Kabam themselves. Yeah, I just remember the golden days when he was like one of the best Mystic champions in the game. Oh, he was so fun to play. I don't know what it is about it, but like I'm just like having like little what's it called, nostalgia, just thinking about like me using my 5-star Supreme or Symbiote Supreme, and it was just awesome. So I would love to get him as a 7-star. I would love to see him get added to the 7-star pool. But yeah, that concludes the top 12 champions I would like to see as 7-stars. And yep, 2 from each class. Let me know who you guys want to see as a 7-star in the comments, and goodbye.